honestly, where I was at mentally in my life was much darker, and it was a way for me to escape, in reality, like my reality.
Like depression or?
Why me? The idea of why me. Like why did I have to deal with this? Why did I have to grow up with this? Why did I have to have certain things happen in my past?
A lot of events, yeah.
Yeah, like I grew up without my father, and that was something that, you know, he took his life when I was 6.
Oh, honey. Welcome to OHoney podcast,
where you get the sticky and the sweet with Summer
and Amanda and Bradley Martyn.
I'm here.
Bradley.
This is the most comfortable podcast I've ever been on.
Why does everyone say that?
Because
literally
everyone
says that.
It is super comfy. We wanted to make it comfortable, easy conversation.
We're just like having girl talk.
Yeah, girl talk.
So what am I doing?
Girl talking.
You're
the best kind of dudes can have girl talk with us.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
I think you're the first person to really make use of the seat, though. Like you're just really filling it out. Yeah.
I feel like it's gonna be like permanently like indented though, so
yeah.
you might have to like pay for that.
No, I got it for sure. Okay, my guy. Okay.
So you're a bodybuilder.
Yeah, I do some of that.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, you better. And then, so what happened here?
I hurt my bicep a little bit, actually.
So how does that work?
Which is rare.
Yeah.
I think I just did overuse. Just overuse injury. It's not anything
like
crazy.
how you poke it like it's like.
I'm like, ow, can you stop?
Yeah,
it looks like it's probably painful.
It's a sprain.
That doesn't hurt?
It kind of hurts actually when you do that.
Yeah. It looks like it. Don't do that.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, he's like.
No liabilities here.
It's
Did
like when someone has a cast on, they're like, yeah, I just like hurt my leg. I'm like, chill.
Yeah.
I was one of those kids. Honestly, I was one of those kids.
Yeah, I see that.
I'm still a good kid, but no, I was the kind of kid who had a cast on. I broke my wrist several times, like snowboarding, and I would take it off.
Really?
Yeah.
That's why you kept breaking it.
That's what my sister did. Yeah. She broke her wrist, she broke her elbow or her wrist in high school, and me and my family kept freaking out at her because she would cut it off. We would come into the bathroom, and she'd be cutting it off, and then she would leave it in the sink and then leave. I'm like, Lynn, keep the cast on.
Yeah,
she broke her ankle, like pins all in it, crazy. Oof. She's like jumping on and off of her horse after like a couple weeks. Like she's insane. Like her ankle's like all f***ed up now, and she always complains again. I'm like,
it's because you did that.
Yeah. We told you not to do it. Like when I think about it, like I literally could I cringe because it was insane. Like the things she does to this ankle. I'm like, stop.
But you broke it 8 times from snowboarding?
Not 8 times.
8 times.
Not 8 times. 3 times.
3 times.
Yeah.
Where'd you get 8?
You know what? I don't know. Maybe I said it. Maybe I don't know.
I feel like you said 8.
But it's 3 times. No, definitely not.
Yeah. No. Okay.
Did I say 8?
I'm just.
There's no way I said 8. I wouldn't have said 8.
No asking out sources.
If he said 8, let's get a slow mo of him saying 8.
I broke my wrist several times, like snowboarding.
Several times. I'm pretty sure it was 3. This was a while ago. But the worst time that I messed it up was the simplest thing. Like, so, have you ever been snowboarding?
Yeah.
Skiing,
I
snowboarding?
broke my wrist.
You broke your wrist?
Well, not my wrist.
Everyone breaks
I broke right here. And it wasn't my wrist.
How did you do it?
I fell.
Obviously.
And then tried to catch myself.
Okay.
I fell the wrong way. I didn't.
But were you doing something?
I was just going down a hill.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how I broke it, the time when it was the worst,
yeah.
it was like the last run of the day. And it always seems to be stuff like this. Last run of the day, I'm standing at the top, like literally.
Mine was the last run too.
The bunny slope, you know, where it's just like you're going into the lodge.
You're like, I got this.
Yeah.
No, and I didn't even do anything. I just was standing at the top, and I was like, oh, I'm ready to go. And I went to go sit back because I was waiting. My buddies were like still coming down the hill, and I was waiting for them.
Yeah.
So I went to go sit back on my butt and just literally put my arm down too much on one side and my ankle up. Sorry, my wrist up.
That's what broke it.
That's what broke it.
What are you made of
Well,
I know, like tinfoil,
but
right?
I feel like that's like built up. You probably fell so many times throughout the day, and your wrist is like, all right, done.
It's probably just over and over.
Yeah.
I'm scared of getting hurt. I lived in Colorado my whole life, right? I've never been skiing or snowboarding, and I'm scared. Everyone hurts themselves. I don't want to get hurt.
I feel like you don't hurt yourself as much as snowboarding. Snowboarding,
I feel like it's always different. I hear
it depends what you're doing on them.
I hear flopped of that.
If you're just casually going down a hill, I feel like skiing is super safe. But if you're
my mom's friend's son just broke his
mom's friend's
wrist.
son.
Yeah. It's
she always has layers to the relationships
For sure.
that I'm
so he was on the lift, and then when it takes you off, his jacket got cut, and he was like on the lift just hanging there.
Oh.
Damn,
So,
this
I
reminds
mean-
me of-
Yeah.
I got pushed off a lift once.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oof.
that hurt.
Friend did it?
A friend did it.
Yeah.
It was a joke because I was joking about jumping off the lift,
And
he's
so he
like,
pushed you off.
and then he was like, "Yeah, do it." And then like I ended up looking, and he just pushed me over. But it wasn't like the highest, you know, like when you're at the
Did you
peak.
get hurt?
Yeah.
Not really.
Okay,
it
then
was
we're
like
fine.
it was powdery. It was a lot of powder, and it was like closer to the end.
Was it funny to you?
No, it was not funny at all.
Yeah.
It was
Was it funny
scary
to
as
him?
hell.
He's like-
Of course.
Yeah.
Are you
It
mad?
was funny the rest of the trip. I was
Yeah.
very mad. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be pissed.
Don't you
His
ever
name was
push
Kevin.
me off a slope.
Yeah. Don't
Damn
ever
it,
push someone
Kevin.
off. Don't push
Ski
someone
lift.
off the ski lift.
lift.
It actually
Yeah.
hurts.
It's always funny as a thought, like maybe, but
Yeah.
don't
Don't
do
you
it.
hate when someone does something messed up to you and then the whole friend group, everyone's like laughing, it's a
Like,
great time, but you're like actually mad. Like,
Yeah, it's
you
like,
hate
you
that
coulda killed
person.
me.
I'm like, I don't think that was funny, and I
Yeah.
still don't think it's funny. Have you ever hung out with someone who like wants to mess up your hair, your makeup? I'm like, dude, please stop. I'm like literally
Yeah.
mad, but like,
Yeah, I hate
Can
when
you
that
relate
happens.
to that?
I hate when that
Can you-
happens.
I know,
It's
it's like you really
don't-
can
Is
relate.
that relatable?
My like eyeliner and stuff.
it's so bad.
But you also do training. You sell your fitness plans and everything, or
Yeah. I've been.
What about
yeah.
your gym?
yeah,
going on
and
here?
the gym. That is
If
crazy.
it was closer, I would come there more, but it's just so far
It's
away.
like 20 minutes away from here.
Oh shit, it
It's
is.
like-
Yeah.
But I lived in
Actually pretty
Hollywood.
close
It was
to
kind
you.
of far.
yeah,
it's really close
Okay,
here.
now I live in Burbank, so.
It's like 30 from you then.
Oh, okay, then I'm not coming.
Too far. 10 minutes. Too
Yeah.
far. It's like
20
minutes,
minutes?
from here.
Ah, nice.
With traffic, it's like it's an
Okay,
hour
me and
everywhere
Amanda
now.
are gonna come do
Some
couple
fitness stuff.
workouts.
Yeah, we'll do a couple workouts
Yeah.
in your gym.
But no, I have a gym. Yeah, I have a gym. I do the online coaching stuff. I've done it for years now.
Yeah.
Like years.
Yeah.
It's great. I
a
mean,
long
when I
time.
think about this, how long I've been on this social media stuff. Like, how long have you been on Instagram?
Like 2012.
2012. Yeah, I started in 2011.
Yeah.
So
It's
same
around
thing.
that like
Yeah.
time of it. You too, right? Like
No,
20?
50. I was like a few years out after that. But you
Really?
you were on Vine and stuff. Remember I was
Yeah.
saying I wasn't on Vine, I was like on Instagram.
I was more on Vine than Instagram in 2012. Like I was really
Yeah.
focusing on Vine, but I was also still doing Instagram, and that was growing.
When did you start YouTube?
I started that like 2014.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't
YouTube's
like an
me.
OG
I think I
YouTuber.
saw YouTube. Yo, when I saw YouTube, 2015, 2014. Before
Yeah.
that, but like 2014.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're around the same time for everything.
Yeah.
But
it's
what
nice.
made you get into fitness? Were you all like, how
Oh.
did that all happen?
What made me get into it? So, I think it's so. Let me think about this. It's important to say like kind of where it started.
Yeah.
I wasn't like the internet. There wasn't social media. It wasn't like Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
Facebook. Like I didn't do any of that stuff when I got into it. Like nowadays, I think people a lot of people get into it because they see it on the internet.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I got into it when I was probably very seriously 17, which would have been, what year would that have been?
Let's date him.
So 17.
Yeah.
Damn, that's a long time ago. Anyways, it was before, I don't know, 2000.
I
Okay,
thought when
17,
I,
you're
wait, I
30
thought
now.
you were
That was
something.
13
We know
years
when we
ago.
used to
It's
hang out,
20.
I thought you were 25. Did you lie about your age?
Never
like
lie.
Bradley didn't
No,
lie
No,
about your age.
I've known you for a
Yeah.
long time.
People
Sworn
age,
you're
Summer.
25.
Yeah, when I
I
first
still
met
think
you,
you're 25.
No.
It's been 5 years.
I met you a long time ago.
What?
Yeah, it's been a long time. Did you check the clock? I've I've known you.
There's a snow clock. I'm like, what?
I think I've known you for so long.
I know, it's been a long time.
That's
Yeah.
a long time.
Long time.
I'm like,
Anyways,
Bradley's lying about his age, and then
I'm
I'm
not
like,
lying, no.
maybe
Wait.
it's time's passed.
No, and then so, but how I got into it wasn't like everyone sees the whole fitness stuff now on the internet, the stuff that I do like out on the internet. But
Yeah.
how I got into it, it started much differently. Like it started with sports, and then I started realizing that like I just liked working out more than I liked playing the sport. So I was like, I just wanted to do this, and it started as a means to like, honestly, where I was at mentally in my life was much darker, and it was a way for me to escape, in reality, like my reality.
Like depression or?
I wouldn't call it depression. I would call it like, why me? The idea of why me? Like
okay.
why did I have to deal with this? Why did I have
Got
to grow
it.
up with this? Why did I have to have certain things
A
happen
lot
in
of
my past?
events, yeah.
Yeah, like I grew up without my father, and that was something that, you know, he took his life when I was 6, and it had been this thing that had kind of stuck with me for a very long time. And I realized when I found weightlifting that I didn't have to think about all the things that bothered me in my life as I was doing that. So I was like, oh, if I just do this more, then I can think about that less.
Yeah.
So that's how I really got into weightlifting. That was the first thing that got me hooked, where I was like, well, I'm doing this everything else kind of goes out the window.
It's actually like the perfect vice for that too, because you're able to get out all the anger against the universe that you have for the things that happen to you, and it's just like get it out in the gym, and then also at the same time it's like building those endorphins so you're feeling better
about yourself. So that's really what it was, and I realized like the more I do this, the happier I am. Like in the moment of me doing it, I'm able to like not think about the negativity.
Yeah.
And afterwards, like you said, I started to feel better about myself. So that's what got me hooked. And that's why I was like, I want to be really good at this. And it was before YouTube, before Instagram.
Before it was like a thing to do.
Before it was the thing to do. No, now it's like, whoa, I'm a fitness person now.
Yeah,
so
now
it was
like a trend.
Yeah, and now that I think about it, I look back on like Instagram and everything, I was probably the first person in the fitness industry with like 10,000 followers.
Which
and like
is,
10,000 followers.
That's a lot, though.
It was a lot, but it's like now it's like everyone's got millions, right?
It's
now
crazy.
1 million is like having 10K.
Yeah,
That's
but it's crazy because those are humans. Like that's
I know. Yeah.
like 10,000 human beings that care about what you're doing before social media is even a thing. That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because like everybody just sees like numbers online, but like translate that to one person caring about what you're doing.
Yeah.
And the fact that like social media has become so widespread, like globally, like everybody is a global brand now because so many different countries are able to consume content from the US. Like I watch people from India, like it's like
and the
it's
internet's
one
made
world
the
now.
world so little. Like
Yeah.
it used to be like you don't know what the world is and you don't know
Yeah.
Now it's like
Yeah.
You see everything. Everything it feels, even though it's far, it feels closer. And I definitely like what you're saying about the numbers, right? The people and the followers, like 10,000 people. That was the thing. Like when I was getting into it, I realized really early on that like these were people. So as I started to like build my content, I wanted it to be in the like the point of helping.
Yeah.
Right. Instead of, because like I noticed along the way that very quickly, and especially in the fitness industry, it just became about money, selling things, selling like a protein or selling like something. And along the way, I realized like exactly what you said, like these are people. Like just like I would want to feel good about what I'm doing or what I'm getting from someone else, I would want someone to feel good about what I'm giving to someone else. So I realized that early on, and I think that's how I found my success. I did a lot of like crazy, like, lifting girls and like doing crazy stunts like that, jumping out of pools and stuff like that.
Which is super entertaining.
Yeah, but the thing that I think got people really like engaged with my content and like sticking with me over like 8 years now, almost 9, was the usefulness of like the content, like it being, because I would tell my stories like on YouTube in particular. When I got into YouTube after doing like the viral stuff, you got longer format content where you have the ability to like share more information. And that's where I started to like talk about my life and the things that, like you asked me earlier, the things that got me into training. Sharing that, because I think a lot of people can relate to those things, and I don't think they really, like when you see someone online, you don't know, you just know what you see, but you don't know everything else that happens to them in life that led them to that point. So through YouTube early on, I shared a lot of myself and where I've been, and I think that's what got people connected to me. And it's because I remember that like, well, how would I want to, because at one point I remember when I was like 21 and I went to a Fit Expo. This is well before like the internet started blowing up, and I think even before I used the Instagram. And I met a fitness guy who, I'm not going to say the guy's name, but I met him and years ago, right, 21. So I don't even think he's, that's a whole nother story. I don't want to say the guy's name.
Yeah.
But anyways,
we always have people say, I don't want to say his name, and then in the story like, so John did,
I'm not going to say his name
Yeah.
because it's actually a weird situation to say.
I know,
the guy's
but
name.
people are like, I'm not going to say
I'll
his
tell you
name. It's
later.
like, you just said his name.
Not gonna do it.
Yeah.
But when I met him, I remember
out.
being so excited because of what I had seen of him, like on like forums and stuff. Because it wasn't even so much social media. It was like you just knew about this person because of magazines, which now like most people don't really reference that anymore. They just reference
it's
social
crazy.
media and like forums. And then I met the guy, and he was a fucking dick to me.
Really?
And I remember thinking like, damn, if I ever have that opportunity to be in that situation,
Yeah.
I don't want to be that person.
Right.
And I know some people just have bad days or maybe it was the end of the day and you had
But
a long
still,
day.
when there's no excuse for being a dick, you know.
You try for sure. You like,
Yeah.
if you're gonna be there, try and be there.
Yeah.
If you're not, then if you don't want to, then don't be there.
Yeah.
Because like at an expo, like people coming. Like,
Yeah,
they're
that's what is expected
Yeah.
of you being there is
Yeah.
to meet people and
It's like, then don't come if you're not nice and don't want to take pictures. And
yeah. And why are you there?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
weird. It's in the fitness industry. I think it's changed a lot since those days, because I think people started to realize more and more like, oh, I have to be a good person, which is where you think you would just do that naturally anyways.
Yeah.
But I just realized early on that like these were people. They're not just numbers. Is
Yeah.
what I'm saying. So I
No.
try to make my content for those people.
But
And
that's
with YouTube, it's just so much easier to do that because it's like, you know, that's what I always say is like Instagram, you're scrolling, it's a picture. I mean, now they have IGTV, which makes it easier.
Yeah.
But it's like you're just scrolling, you see a picture, you can like it, you can look at it, and then you just keep scrolling. YouTube, it's like you're watching these people, you feel like you know them. Like it's a whole different type
Yeah.
of fan base. Like people who are huge on YouTube, their fan base is insane because it's not just like physical, like, oh, maybe I like them because they look like this, or no, they like know them. So like I remember when you started posting on YouTube, remember you're like, yeah, I used to not get recognized in person, and then remember we'd go to the
Yeah.
mall and like everyone recognizes you, and that
Yeah.
I wasn't even on YouTube or anything. I was like, I need to get on YouTube, but then I just got on YouTube like last year. I never did, and then I'm not on YouTube anymore. I'm like so bad with YouTube, and it's not that I don't want to do YouTube.
Yeah.
It's just like it's so much, like you have to stay so consistent with it.
Yeah, super consistent.
but
and
that's
then
with
it's-
every platform though. I mean, if you want to grow something, you have to be consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's with life in general. But I think now that there's like Instagram stories and then Snapchat came along, like
Yeah.
which I don't know.
My whole like
Well, hold on,
problem-
with Snapchat and Instagram stories.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
Oh,
like
yeah,
there's
yeah.
so much.
Well, then flip that.
Yeah.
Snapchat and then Instagram stories.
Yeah.
I would
came.
be so mad if I
Yeah.
was like in Snapchat. I'd be like, dude, you still my
Yeah.
name.
Well, but Snapchat, you look. I have
Yeah.
nothing bad to say about any social medias.
Yeah.
But Snapchat, I remember that one time when they switched everything and it made everyone not want to use Snapchat.
Dude, I was so mad. To this day, I hate it. It's so irritating. Like
was like-
literally, I still feel it in my bones how I hate it. They change
Oh,
everything.
God.
Your friends
Yeah.
can't watch your. I
Yeah.
don't care about this random person. I don't want to watch
Yeah.
their story. I want to see my friends. Like,
It was bad.
I want to see the people
The
I
people at
added.
the top of your playlist.
It was bad.
Yeah, I call it a playlist. I don't even know what it's
Playlists.
called.
Like no one even uses
Discovery.
Snapchat.
Yeah, the feed.
Snapchat killed itself.
They did.
They
yeah.
did. Everyone loved Snapchat before that, and then
I love that.
Like
I
a
loved
year
it. It's
ago
my favorite
now,
app.
Still people use it though.
but
Like
it's
if
not-
I post
they killed off a lot of loyal users.
but I love Instagram stories because like that's also a way.
I love
for-
Instagram.
Yeah,
And
it's,
Instagram stories, I love
But
it.
I don't
Yeah.
know why, but I don't like the camera on Instagram as much. Snapchat has that good, you know,
But
that
Snapchat
one
kills your
one-
battery.
one swipe to the left, to the right.
like the filter.
Yeah,
that
look,
one filter, I love it. And
Instagram, put that filter.
I need
Yeah,
that one
get that
swipe
swipe.
to the right.
Call it
filter.
the Sommer Ray filter.
Yeah, I love it. And the camera's just better. I don't know. With Instagram, it's like a grainy filter. So I always take it on Snapchat, save it, and upload it on Instagram.
so much extra work.
You know what? I work hard. The hustle's real. Games.
I love it. Yeah, hell yeah.
But would you say, because there's so much content out there now for fitness, you know, and how would you say you kind of differentiate your content? Would it be that personal touch that you give it?
Absolutely. Listen,
Yeah.
because people ask me this all the time, like
Yeah.
in person. People come up to me and be like, I want to do fitness. I want to be a YouTuber. I want to do this, but it's so saturated.
Yeah.
And it absolutely is.
It
and
is.
it's not going to stop. But the
Just
thing
getting
that's
more and more
never
saturated.
saturated is you.
Mm.
And people, I think people are afraid because there's only one of you.
Mm-hmm.
There will always only be one of you, and everyone out there listening. And I think the hardest thing for people to do is to just embrace themselves and who they are and be themselves. It's easier to look around what everyone else is doing and be like, oh, that person does this, it talks
It
like
works for
that.
them, I'm gonna do that."
that. But the reality is like that's not gonna work because you're constantly, number one, you're playing catch up. What is that person doing next? Oh, I do it now. What is that person
And
doing
you're
next? Oh, I do it
you're
now.
always one step behind.
Yeah, and it's not genuine. And at
Yeah.
the end of the day, like I think true success on social media is if you can show your true self, then the reality is what's gonna happen. People are gonna love you, people are gonna hate you. But that's gonna happen regardless. So it's like if you are yourself, then you could sustain that. It's not an act. It's not
Yeah,
a
it
joke.
doesn't take from you.
Yeah, and then the other thing that's crazy about just that in and of itself, like just owning who you are, I think people naturally are like, oh shit, I want to be able to own who I am. Regardless of what you are doing, just the fact of you doing that empowers other people because they see like, oh, that person doesn't care that, you know, maybe someone will say this about them because of the way they do that or who they are, right? this owning that makes all these other people who are watching be like, because like ultimately that's what we all want to do. We all want to be like the best version of ourselves and feel comfortable and be happy with who we are. So like doing that outside of the thing that you're doing as a creator is already empowering the audience that watches you to be like, wow, I could do that too. Because that's a reality. Like, yes, there are so many. You're never going to avoid that. Like when Instagram first started, it was different, and social media first started, it was different. But now it's always going to be. There's so many. But the thing that's going to make you stand out and everyone listening is be yourself. Like find what you love, find like what your message is, what you want to share, and share it. And it's as long as it's real, like people will feel that. I really feel like people feel that because people tell me that in person. I'll meet people in person. They'll be like, when I talk to you in person, that's what I expected from the videos. And then like, you know, I'll hear the chatter of, oh, I met so-and-so in person and he was just like, F off. You know, even though they could say the words that sound good, it's not who they really are. So I think everyone listening, if you want to be successful at in any industry or niche, find your way in it, find your message in it, and just be yourself. And that's, you're gonna triumph.
I feel like in life in general too, even outside of social media, like with relationships, with friendships, you know, it's like the more that you're comfortable with being yourself and the more that you put that out there, you're just going to attract so much better people around you 100%. And like like-minded people, so you have legitimate friendships.
And it's just sad because I feel like all social media is like copying. Oh, that, because like I see it every day. I see girls doing, like, you know, every single girl does exactly what I did in the beginning. Like all fitness girls do exactly what I did, you know, because I'm one of the first girls too that in what I do. And you just see copying. It's just like, it's oversaturated too, which doesn't make it easier. And you're just copying. Like, what are you doing different than anyone else is doing, you know? And now I'm like, I gotta change up what I do because now everyone's doing it, you know? So it's also evolving. Cause like me, when you first met me, it was totally different, you know?
Way different.
I've evolved and like I'm still working on it because like I have an issue showing who I am because if you know me in person and you know me on my Instagram, it's two different people.
But
you
now
know?
you have a podcast.
Now I have a podcast and it's like my way
dope.
to kind of talk and like get
Podcasts are
people to
dope.
know me. So
now Summer
I'm
can
excited because like, I don't have a problem showing who I am, you know, because it's like, it's easy to post a picture, a hot picture, you know, it's easy. It's hard for me to like show people who I am.
Why do you think that is though?
Yeah, I don't, it's not that I'm insecure about who I am because like around everyone else, everyone knows who I am and I don't care. I am a goofy, like, just like Amanda knows, I'm like a crazy person, you know? And I embrace that and I love it. It's just, I don't know how to capture it in videos and pictures without people being like, oh, cringy, oh, she's trying so hard. Like on my second page, all the comments are always like, stop trying to be funny, stop trying. And it's really funny because I'm not trying to be funny. Those are just organic moments that I post up. But in everyone's head, because I'm not that person, they think that I'm trying too hard or I'm trying to be funny.
Well, it's also because they're probably used to the persona that's what's up on the other profile.
I think
so I have
it's
to introduce
confusing
it
for
kind of
them.
slowly because they all of a sudden don't think it's organic or real because they don't think that's who I am. But I'm like, no, that's really who I am. I just haven't showed you guys that yet. So I'm scared to show it because then they think, oh, it's not authentic, it's not real, it's not genuine, when it really is who I am. Like these are just
it's like, I think that's a great way to put it too. It's like, yeah, it's good to have your own page where you post like more organic content and then your main page. But if your voice is different on your own page than your main page, then it almost makes your main page less legitimate for people as well, because it's like what people crave is like real. Like especially nowadays, they want things that are real, like authentic, like messages.
You should put some of that content on the main page.
Yeah, put it on the
I know, my
love
team's
that.
always like, please put that on, please put that on.
Like,
because if you have two different voices, it's confusing for people, and they're like, that one must be fake because that's the main page.
I know, but in my head, I'm always like, okay, if I put that on, then all of a sudden it will change the hot factor. Now people won't think I'm hot, and then it's just like so much stuff.
That won't happen.
No,
don't worry about that.
You are fine with that. Don't worry.
Yeah.
You already have people there because like the people that followed you because you are gorgeous and you are stunning. So you have those people. Those people are there, and now it's like, and those
like,
will forever be there. But it's like
people
expanding.
That liked me on YouTube. They like me for my personality because I didn't post any of my stuff that I post on my Instagram. It's all my personality and stuff, and they love me. But it's a whole different audience. Have you been able to tell that like in you, like Instagram, your audience is so different from your YouTube. It's not the same. It's like you have to build your own audience each place, you know? So it's like my Instagram audience wants to see sexy photos. My YouTube audience wants to see me.
And you don't
be
have to take that away from them because you probably have fun posting this. I post sexy photos sometimes too, or at least I think
add to it.
And then
That face was good. At least I think I did.
it's me.
No,
Maybe
they
they
are
think it's
sexy.
comedic. I don't know.
They're like,
Like good one, Amanda.
Yet.
That was good.
It's like to them, it's all comedy.
Yeah, I'm like,
She's
oh.
like super hot.
I was
girl.
like, I'm being sexy in this
She's
one.
so funny.
Yeah,
Like,
she's
Amanda's
silly.
the funniest girl I've ever met. Look at this photo she posted. Oh my god, she's hilarious. She's like,
She
wait,
thinks
what?
she's hot. Oh my
In
god.
my head.
Messed up.
No, you are hot. Shut up.
Okay, thank you.
I think it's like you're talking about the combination between like what you're posting, what they're used to, and like what.
Oh yes, it's getting
Yeah.
them adapted to.
So you have to sneak it in
Yeah,
every
it's
once in a
like
while. So
slide it in there.
within the last couple of years, I've evolved so much. I don't want to evolve too much because then they'll be like, what the f*** you doing? So it's like, I put it in there every once in a while.
Yeah.
You know, it's a little, I don't want to scare them off.
Because right now it's like you would be, I guess, surface level friends, right? Because some people
we
don't.
wanna make it intimate.
Yeah, you want some close friends on social media, and they want to know more about you.
Yeah.
Right.
Like if they're following you for that long, they want to know more about you. They want to see more from you, and it's
This
like
is the best kind of content, though. 'Cause
Yeah.
the people who find this one will, because they'll hear what you just said.
yeah.
And it's probably very rare that I mean, unless you've done this on other podcasts, the same type of conversation. That
Usually
this
I'm
is
just like, my clothing line. Yes, I have a lot going on. I'm excited.
so then
That's
this is
really
like,
what you do on podcasts.
But this is the I mean, they would have to see some sort of clip to know that this is here to see it.
Right.
But you should definitely share more of that, without a doubt.
Yeah.
And just slowly, like you said, slowly add it in there.
Merge
like,
it.
'cause you're-
Introduce.
you know.
It's like how you slowly introduce people to your family.
It's
You're
like for me, it's like, you know, it's like an in thing for girls. You know, it's an in thing cool thing for girls is to have like be hot with a personality. I see so many girls posting their personality. I'm like cringe, like
Oh,
you
man.
know. So I don't want to be that girl.
I know what the issue is.
Wait a minute. I actually had a conversation with someone who you guys did a video with like a few days ago. You know Ashley? No, Sarah?
Who?
Ashley. She came and did a video.
Oh, Ashley.
Yes. No, I thought you were saying like came on the podcast.
yeah.
I was
No,
like,
she
and
did a
Ashley,
short-
and
she
did a
Ashley
short
hasn't
skit.
came on the
She
podcast.
did a short skit with you guys.
Yeah.
So like about like
Oh, she's so cute.
she's amazing.
Yeah.
So like a year and a half ago, she's a really dope chick.
Yeah.
She came to my gym and I did a lifting video. She was on the bench.
Dude, her workout, like that
Right?
girl
Yeah.
is insane.
Yeah, she's nuts. So, but I remember I had a conversation with her, and it was along the same lines what we were just talking about. I had a conversation because she wasn't, I don't know if she had like 400 or 700,000 followers at the time,
Yeah.
something along those lines. And I was like, look, like everyone knows you're a hot chick. I had this like whole conversation about what we're talking about. Show more of yourself, like make content that is like different, not just the workout
Yeah.
stuff. Like make something that like guys are gonna come, they're gonna find you regardless.
Yeah.
But do something that maybe is more entertaining,
That
more
makes you
stuff
a
for
brand.
women. Makes you,
Yeah.
it makes people want to, because as a creator, whether you're a guy or a girl, likely when it comes to like building a brand, you need, like you would need women to be engaged. Also guys, but you need women to be engaged to like, because I mean, I don't know, not necessarily that guys would not watch the podcast, but you likely would have more female followers, right? Like
But we
what's
want all the girls.
you want all the girls.
It's hard
Right?
for like what I post and what I do to have girls because they think of me as like an intimidation. Like, oh, like I get so many DMs from girls like, can you block my boyfriend? I'm like, girl, I don't want
Whoa.
your boyfriend. I want you.
No, well, it's just that you were saying that some girls will post a personality and it'll be cringy and hard for you to watch. That's why you don't want to do it. But I feel like when these girls are posting their personality, they're not posting their personality. They're
Yeah.
posting
Yeah.
like,
So when
hey
I
guys,
do it, yeah.
like, and just doing
and they're
like
trying
the,
to have a personality and it just doesn't
still
come off
posing
good.
for the camera, still like it's not, and just doing things that they think people will like, but it's not them.
Yeah,
you
like
know?
what I was
It's
saying
like-
earlier, the genuineness.
Yeah.
And I just want to point this out to everyone watching, guy or girl. Like this is relevant, guy or girl. Like
Yeah.
if you're a guy, you're making content because you think people want to hear that or see that, versus like making content because like that's who you really are.
Yeah.
That's where you're gonna find the most value. Like I said, like I would say on social media, like to fake it till you make it is not a good idea.
Right.
Just be yourself.
Because you'll never make it. It's one of
Yeah.
those things where
Well,
it's like you
people
just
are
never make it.
smart. They see,
They
right?
feel it, yeah.
Yeah. They
real
see right through
recognize
it.
real. That's like a real thing. So it's like people who want to see real and like be involved with like someone who's real, they're gonna see it. You know.
Yeah,
They
unless you're playing a character and people want to see the character genres and not just like the personalities. Like I'm talking about like the acting, the sketches, like all that stuff. Like that's just for comedic relief or like for purely for entertainment. But when you're trying to sell yourself as like a personality, like you need to be genuine.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it just sucks because like on my second page I am genuine. It's just like little things that I take that I'm like, oh, I post it up. It's not like me like being like, oh, I need to take a video for my second page. I just like think things are like, oh, I'm gonna post this, and it's still, oh, you're so cringy. It's like, and you're trying so hard, you're not funny. It's like, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just.
I get that all the time too. I'm just cringy though.
Yeah, I'm kind of
just
cringy.
cringy.
You just
like,
Do you remember
accept
how
it.
I'm just
cringy
cringy.
I
I'm
used
fine
to
with
be?
it.
Yeah.
My little butt jiggling and stuff. I was so cringy. I was like Queen. Cringe.
Queen
Cringe. Queen.
Is it tongue to say it 3 times fast?
Queen cringe.
Oh, she can't.
Cringy. Cringy. Queef. Oh, what?
Queen cringe. That is hard.
Very hard.
Queen
Queen
cringe.
cringe.
All
So
right.
why'd you name it OHoney?
So OHoney is like this is a great question because it'll bring me to the honey pot, which we need to go into.
What? The honey pot?
The honey
The
pot.
honey pot. Let's take
So-
a dip
Just
in
like
the
a-
honey pot.
just
Take
like
a little dip.
Okay.
Getting the sticky little questions out of there.
Oh, honey, it's time for our sweet sponsor, Luminous. Want to know a secret to natural looking foundation? Luminous Silk Airbrush System is our secret. Whatever life throws your way, you will not see the effects of it while wearing this foundation. Unlike traditional liquid foundation and powders, which can exaggerate the signs of aging like fine lines and wrinkles by being just heavy and cakey, the Luminous Silk Airbrush System uses 10 times less makeup. I absolutely love this about Luminous. It lessens the amount of time I'm spending in the bathroom by putting all these products together and actually makes me feel okay to wear makeup and not feel bad about it because I'm doing good for my skin at the same time. It's incredible, and it's also saving me from wasting makeup by using less every single day. And who doesn't love that? I am not a professional at makeup, but this machine makes me look like I am. Luminous Air has a limited time offer for you right now. Just go to trysilk.com/honey to get 60% off your Luminous Silk 4-in-1 airbrush system. That's trysilk.com/honey. Get smoother, fuller, and more natural looking foundation coverage. Visit trysilk.com/honey today.
So we have fans that write in diary entries and trying to get advice on relationships, family, all that sort of
Okay,
stuff.
cool.
And we give them our unprofessional advice.
Disclaimer.
Yes.
Yes, major disclaimer on it. And then so they're like our little king, queen bees. And we're
They
like,
send in,
oh,
like,
honey, let me tell you.
Like stories or like
I
questions
see, okay.
that they want advice on.
Yeah.
We need to get
I'm
better at
actually a
saying, "Oh,
relationship
honey."
expert.
Oh, see, this is perfect.
Yeah.
We love this.
Yeah.
You give your friends advice all the time?
No, I do it for a living.
What?
Yeah.
Is that your podcast?
No. I'm with you guys. I'm
We're
agreeing.
so
I'm
cool.
sorry.
So we're trying to be
I
respectful.
am not a
In
relationship
my head,
expert.
I'm like, this is a fucking lie. I would never ask him.
I was like, where's the...
No, but I actually do. I've always kind of been the person that always gave advice. But
Yeah.
doesn't
Well,
mean
this
it's
is
always
great,
the
though.
best
It'll be great
advice.
for you. You're
Yeah.
gonna thrive in this.
Let's do
People
it.
love friendship advice, whether they take it or not. It's good to know. They're like, okay,
Mental, even if
noted.
you don't use it, just store it back there, and maybe it'll come in handy one
And
day.
then
If
we'll
you don't
come
use
back
it,
and
don't
say-
you lose it?
No,
No.
they'll keep
I
it,
have a good
and then we
memory.
can come back and say, we can be the ones that say, I told you so.
Told you so.
All right, let's do this.
All right,
The honey
so the first question, Summer, you can go for it.
Hey guys, so I've been dating this girl for 4 months and I am not sure if we are exclusive or not. It's really stressing me out because when I am with her and her phone goes off, I always wonder if it's another guy texting her. I am too scared to have the talk with her about being exclusive because I don't want to scare her away or think I'm too desperate. I also think when we're apart that she may be going on other dates, seeing other guys, etc.
I think, and this goes with all situations like this involving like love or that feeling, or right, trying to be in a relationship. I think it's really important just to be honest, just to be straightforward. Like, hey, this is how I feel. Like maybe 4 months, maybe you would have to know. Maybe you feel like that might be the regard why he's not done it yet. He might feel like it's too soon to tell this person like that they want like that they've been worrying about that and that they want it to go be different. Like they want it to be exclusive, right? So, but I think no matter what, I think in a situation, guy or girl, wherever, if you feel that way, I think just being upfront and saying like, hey, this is how I feel. Not like I think you're texting other people, right? Because you shouldn't worry about that, because 4 months into a relationship is like, it's like you guys are married.
Yeah.
I still think it's important to say like where I stand. Let's say 4 months, hey, let's go get lunch and have a conversation. Be like, just talk about it. Where are we at? Like, where do you see yourself? Like, just be honest and bring it up.
Not confrontational.
Yeah, because like, I wouldn't be like, hey, who you texting? Why you texting?
Yeah,
you know, 'cause it's
then
like,
they're scared.
and they're like, wait a minute.
And
like,
then it's like
you cross a boundary.
Yeah.
And so,
you're like accusing them of something that they might not even be doing.
and you
then
make
they
the
get
whole
defensive.
situation messed up. So I think it's just a matter of being like, hey, let's talk, and just say, because obviously he's in a position where he wants more out of it.
Right.
And he thinks that she is doing whatever, and it doesn't matter, but it's like, okay, but if that's how you feel, oh, I did the thing. I touched the thing. Sorry, guys. I won't touch you now.
They like hate you.
If that's how you feel, then don't address the thing you think she's doing, because it's going to make you look kind of like, it's going to make you look a little crazy.
Yeah.
And in situations like that, they're going to be like,
Especially when she's on a different page.
yeah, they're going to step back. And especially if you think she's on a different page.
Yeah.
So it's like, tell her where you're at, and if she's there with you.
And usually,
There you
if
go.
girls want to be like exclusive, they're the ones who want to have the talk. So if she doesn't want to have the talk, maybe she doesn't want to be exclusive.
I don't know, because like when Johannes and I first started dating, like I was like,
I love Johannes, by the way. I just
Yeah.
want to make that known, everyone on the internet.
yeah,
I
loves
love
him.
that guy.
He
such a
hates me
good guy.
Yeah.
He's amazing. Yeah, that's why I'm dating him.
She's like, yeah, I know, he's great.
Yeah, but like before we started dating, I was in a relationship, and then I was like, I want to be free. So just frolicking, going like on a couple dates, like doing my thing, and then at the same time, still knowing Johannes, and it's like, you know, like I'm still doing my own thing, but I liked him a lot, but I wouldn't like go out of my way to make a commitment right away just because I was just like out of a relationship. So
Yeah.
it's like, I was like, maybe I need time before jumping in. And he was the one that kind of came forward and was like, hey, like, this is what I want. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I want that too.
Yeah, and I think it could
Sometimes
be
girls needs to just be like, oh, yeah,
Yeah.
actually, that's actually what I want to.
Because it could be circumstantial, like,
Yeah.
because in this question, he was never like, she just got out of a relationship, whatever. So
That's why we
you
need
have
more
to think
defense.
about those other things.
Yeah,
Because like if that girl
that's
just
very
got
important.
out, she might be like, I need time to like not be in one, and I want to see what's going on out there in the world, and that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I just think no matter what it is, you can't get on the other person or vice versa and be like, oh, what are you doing? Because it's none of your business yet.
Yeah.
Just have a conversation. Hey, this is where I'm at. Do you see yourself being there now or later?
Yeah.
And if they're not, like, just tell them. And then if they're not, they're not. But it's like, you do more harm if you try to like, oh, I'm gonna stop this thing you're doing, or why are you doing that? They can be
Because I
like,
don't like it.
yeah. What do you? Yeah, you got to
Yeah.
figure out where they're at first.
Yeah. It's having that conversation, and then
Exactly.
yeah, it's the conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just if she's like, I want to date around and date other people, it's probably not bad timing,
Yeah.
or you're just not the one for her.
And
It's
in
one of two.
situations like that, I would say like, let it be. It's hard though, because it's an ego thing. But
Yeah.
like, let it be, and still try to be that person who you had been. Like, be that consistent person.
Yeah.
Because the person might go date someone else and be like, that's weird. Or date
Yeah.
someone else, that's weird.
Idiot.
They might, but you have to give someone time to be them.
Exactly.
Like, because you want something doesn't mean it's like,
now.
give it to me now.
Yeah.
Like, it's never gonna work.
Your
that way.
timing isn't the same as somebody else's.
Right.
So.
Yeah, and that's important. These are good questions.
All right. Oh, honey. Hi, Summer and Amanda. And
Bradley.
thank you. My boyfriend and I have been really serious for the past 3 years, and I'm turning 25 soon. Details. We love these details.
Love it.
Thank you.
I am pretty certain that he is the one for me, and a lot of my friends are starting to get married, engaged, etc. My boyfriend hasn't said anything to me about wanting to get engaged or married, and now I'm starting to worry. I think he wants to, but it has never been brought up. How do I bring it up without sounding like I want to get married ASAP and also not to annoy him? I also don't want to waste more years of being with him if he is not going to propose to me. Help.
So this is the girl asking, like, she sees it,
Mm-hmm.
right? She sees it happening in other people's lives. She's like, yeah, I want that. Number one question is, do you really want that, or do you want that because you see other people
Doing
in your life doing it?
Mm-hmm.
So I would sit down and ask yourself, like, is it something you really want, or are you doing it because, she even put it in the question. I see my friends doing X, Y, Z. And a lot of times, like people, like humans naturally are like, I see that.
And then you like hear like the
yeah,
tick
I need
clocking.
to do that.
You're
Wait,
like,
I need to,
clock
because
ticking.
maybe they had a conversation
like
about
swap
it.
everything.
The tick clock. You got to figure out, number one, is that really what you want? And if it is, I'm not saying it's not, but if you're referencing because other people are doing it, you're like, I should be doing it too. That's not necessarily the truth, right? So figure that out first. And then as far as approaching the guy, like, how long did they say they were dating? They didn't say.
Yeah, they did.
Past 3 years.
Past 3 years, yeah.
Okay. That's a good amount of time.
Yeah, it's past the honeymoon phase.
Yeah. And it's like the same question in the first one. It's like, I just think look, I think the most important thing in any relationship at any point is conversation and genuine conversation. And not like, you can't be like, oh, again, like this, I want this, you should want this too. It's just like, hey, this is where I'm at. Like openness in the conversation.
I wonder like how close they really are, because I could literally say anything and do it how I feel to my boyfriend. Yeah, because it's just like,
This is major.
yeah, and I'm not afraid of his response because I know he loves me.
Yeah.
So it's like,
So this would be this would be
Yeah.
something to worry about, is if you feel uncomfortable to approach someone about marrying them.
yeah.
And after 3 years too,
Yeah.
it's like you guys
Something's-
should feel comfortable with each other.
You
by
should
then.
be like, well, no, number one, like if you're gonna ask if you want to marry someone,
Yeah.
you should be able to talk to them about marrying them.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be like should I
Yeah.
ask this? I don't want to make it
That's
weird.
like high school boyfriend girlfriend stuff. Like,
Yeah.
will you go out with me? Yes or no?
And it seems like she does want to get married because she's like, I don't want to waste more years of being with him if he's not going to propose. It seems like if he
Why is
proposed,
that
she would say yes.
But why is
That's
that
what I was
wasting?
saying. It seems, that's why I said the first thing, it sounds like she included in the question, she's seen it happen to other people, so she thinks like, I need to do this.
It's so
And that's why I said the tick
My-
clocking or whatever.
my
Because
Exactly.
she's probably thinking, oh, I'm 25.
My
oh my
tick
God,
is clocking.
I'm going to
Damn
be
it.
old. I want kids. I need to get married. Like,
my issue is the fact that she thinks she would be wasting time. Like, I don't get it when people say that, because
Yeah.
just because to get married, you're not wasting time because you're married. This is my issue. I'm like, if you're in a relationship and you both love each other, everything's happy, everything's good, and you're just not getting married yet,
Yeah.
how are you wasting time? Is it more, I get it if it's in the sense of wanting to have kids, wanting
Right.
to build a family. Okay, then the tick is clocking, you know? So, like, but after that, it's like, if you're just like wanting to get married and that's like the next step that you want, it's just like, I don't think it's wasting time. You can still have kids, you can still
Yeah.
do things like, but I don't think it's ever wasting time in any relationship, because one, you're learning so much, and two, it's like, as long as you're happy and you love each other and things are good, like, how is it wasting time?
Yeah, marriage has become this like, we got it, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe, I don't know. It's become a thing that is like, oh, we got to do this.
I feel
Yeah.
like it's been that way. I feel like almost
Yeah.
like with time it's actually changing. Like the newer generations are, because a lot of people are not getting married anymore and just like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's I
Being
feel like
together,
it's changing.
staying together differently, like just not necessarily in marriage.
Because back like when our parents and the old school people, marriage is everything. If you're not married, like that's where all that stuff comes from. I think is from like our older generations being like, you have to get married or it's
Yeah.
not real.
Yeah, that's what so my whole point is like, it's got to be something you really want to do.
Yeah.
Like not just because it's someone else is doing it,
Right.
not just because time's running out.
Yeah.
This is like, you're not guaranteed anything. Like
Right,
as
so
long
you
as
get
you're
married
learning-
and then you guys get divorced and you wasted a
Yeah.
marriage and a lot more time.
And
Yeah.
a lot of money.
So as long as you're
And a lot of
learning, as long as you're going through the experiences, like I think that's the most important thing, because like ultimately, like as far as deciding to marry someone, like it's a whole different thing. Like your life in general, there's so much to learn from it. There's so many moments to go through to grow from, and this is one of them. And as far as like tying yourself, getting married to someone at a certain age because it's other people are doing it, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It's got to be something you really want, and if you really wanted it, and this was really the right person, then you would be okay to have that conversation. Because if you can't have a conversation with someone about, like I said earlier, to marry them, how are you going to spend the rest of your life with them? Because that's what marriage is, right? If we're
Yeah.
considering it this way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, it's like, I'm just thinking of all the things in my head right now of like why marriage is so important for people. And then the list is for financially, like for,
I mean, the number one thing in I hate to say this, but
Yeah.
like, besides it being, it can be a beautiful ceremonious thing.
Yeah.
I'm not knocking this at all, but like you want to talk like the benefit outside of it is it's a tax write-off.
yeah. Yeah, exactly.
But then it's also like a binding agreement that like now, unless you did all these other things, you prenup, then like now you're binded with someone forever.
It's
and
like a business partner almost. Like,
yeah, it's nuts.
It's like you're building.
Marriage is it's a little intense.
Yeah.
Like I'm not opposed to it, but
it's the most intense business contract you could ever sign too. It's like you're locked.
Forever.
But, I mean, that's
time.
But then people also do it for religious reasons.
Right.
Like, and great. Like, I get that tradition. Okay, cool. But
you need insurance? Get it. Fine. I'm kidding.
But the commitment reason, just for the reason for commitment, being like, all right, you can commit to me that much. It's like, that's not, people should never have to like, I don't know. It's just.
I see what you're trying to say. I think I think what you're trying to say is this is what I think. I think you could show that level of commitment without being married. Yeah. I do believe that. I think because like, you know, let's say your parents really want to have a wedding or you really want to have a wedding for whatever it is, like religious reason, whatever it is, then get to that point. But regardless, you could still experience those moments along the way there as like, you know, if you have a conversation with someone like, hey, it's something I really want to do. Are we on the same page, and still live your life that way and not just having that stamp of, oh, marriage, it's on. Yeah. You know.
But I understand it is people's dreams to like be able to do that. It's what they always want in life. And then I guess it goes back to being on the same page with the same person. And maybe that's what this person means by wasting time. Because I always try to understand, like I have my viewpoints on the thing right away. And then I'm like, well,
where would they come from?
Yeah.
But there's so many other point of views. Like everyone's going to have a different one.
Because even if like her biggest thing is like, she definitely wants to get married in her life. Like she wants that life experience.
And some people want to be a younger wife and be a younger mom if they don't want to have kids until they're married.
Her, right?
Yeah, I think this might be her though.
But for her, it's like she wants to get married, and maybe like another thing is some people want to have kids, and their significant other hate kids. They don't want kids ever. So it's like for them, it's like that's a no for me.
Yeah, those are the things I think you got to figure out.
Yeah.
Like
and if he doesn't want to get married, he's probably not the one for you. If you want to get married, so.
Yeah.
Do you want to get married?
Do I want to be married?
I'm proposing.
Oh.
I have plenty of rings right now.
Do I want to get married? I think so, yeah. I mean, I was never, I guess growing up, I was never like, oh, I really want to get married. I mean, I definitely want a family. I definitely want kids.
Yeah.
But
you'd be a good dad.
I would love, I can't wait.
Yeah.
That's always been one of my biggest dreams is I always wanted 2 boys.
Yeah.
Because I grew up, like I told you earlier, without a father, and I have a brother. So I was like, I always wanted to be like, basically the father I didn't have.
Yeah.
So.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be amazing.
Do you have names that you would want to
name?
No,
I never thought that.
Do only girls do that?
Only girls, I feel like, do that. I know all my kids' names. You guys want to know what I'm naming my kids?
What are you naming?
I'm having 3 kids.
You're having 3 kids.
And I want 2 girls and a boy or 2. I don't know. I haven't really thought that out. I mean, I can't really control that. But it's going to be June.
Nowadays you can.
My first is going to be named June.
Oh, that's my birth month.
And then
next one, 26.
No one better steal these names because these are
like,
my names, okay? And now everyone's naming their kids these names. I'm like, hey.
Summer, I'm sorry to break it to you, but I
June's
feel
been
like...
around for a long time.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm kidding. Mostly kidding, guys. And then I'm going to have a little boy. I'm going to have a boy named August.
August?
Month.
Okay.
And then I want, babe, what was my other one? Wait, what is my other one?
September, October, November, December,
Wait,
January, February, March, April, May.
I had 3 of them.
May?
No, I have a cousin named
September.
No, I have a 3rd one. But
is it a month?
I'm gonna call August. Yeah, it's a month because I want the 3 months in summer. It's
January,
a summer month.
May, June, July, August,
maybe it's
October.
July. Oh, July. Yes,
July.
June, July, August. Those are my kids' names. I had a brain fart, and I've known this.
reminds me of some
I've
Kanye
known
West
this
shit.
my whole life.
Not like north, east, south.
Guys,
north,
they're my
west.
months. Like I'm in summer, the season, and then they're my months.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah,
It all
so-
tied together.
All my
June,
animals
July,
and everything have
and
to tie together.
August.
All my dogs are named after cars. My chinchillas are named after bubblegum. Like
My
it
dog's
all
named
has to
after
tie
me.
together.
I'm trying to like...
I haven't met your other. I've only met
Hayes,
2 of them.
I think you met Bam.
Yeah, but
You have 2 what?
I went to
Hayes
your
and
gym. I
Bam.
met another one. Do you not have 2?
I have 2, yeah. I just
Yeah.
don't normally bring Hayes to the gym. But Bam is my
Oh, maybe I
initials.
didn't. It was another dog. Maybe someone
that's
was
cool.
working out at
Yeah.
the gym.
Yeah.
No, I was. Yes, I met it when it was a puppy. When you got it.
Oh, you met both of them, yeah.
Yeah, I've met both of them. Bam is like
The
your
best.
life.
Oh,
Do you
Bam
have
is
a
my
favorite?
No, I can't see. I feel bad.
See, I do. I
feel
have a
bad.
favorite.
Hayes and Bam. The only reason why I don't have Hayes with me more is because she cannot hold her pee. And I'm not talking about like squat and pee. Like she just stands.
It's like
and
a
just-
hose.
Yeah, just lets it out.
Good
So-
thing she doesn't have a dick.
Yeah.
It's like.
That might be more direct.
Can we?
Can we say that?
The
Yes.
thoughts, like the.
She was straight with it.
Yeah.
No, yeah, she just everywhere. So if she goes see anyone says hi to her, it's like you say just her name.
She gets excited. Yeah.
instantly.
I know dogs like that. They have like they can't
Yeah.
control their bladder. You gotta
Especially-
give her a
especially-
diaper.
Yeah.
I did that. She gets out of it. I tried that. She gets out
Would
of
you
it.
say that your dogs are your relationship, or basically like?
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah.
My day to day.
He
Yeah.
has 2 bitches.
Yeah. Two, yeah.
Yeah.
2 bitches.
All right.
Julie
We have a
July.
next little, just
Okay.
because we're on the health kick here.
Okay.
Guys,
Rest
me and
in
Amanda
peace.
haven't been drinking enough water because we're talking so much. So we're having a water chug.
Yeah.
Okay, so how much water is in here?
Well,
One
mine's
full water
mine's
bottle.
actually tea in here.
My-
And it's the OHoney.
Yours is tea?
Yeah, I
yours
got the OHoney
You got the
in
OHoney
here.
tea?
I thought you put tea.
No, you
I
can
didn't get
have
the
it.
tea.
Just because you're not prepared. All right, ready?
It's a diuretic, so it's gonna dehydrate you
good.
more. You need water.
Green tea, at least I'll have energy.
Yeah.
But dehydrated.
Well, it's not that dehydrated. It's
It's still liquid.
want to get technical.
She's just, yeah. All right,
just
here we go.
salty.
What are we cheersing to?
To Bradley.
And,
Bam.
And to the
To your little pups that give you
Yes.
so much love.
yes.
To your girlfriends.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Let's go.
Okay. I got 1.5.
Come
by the
on.
way.
Oh.
Yeah, hold on.
That noise!
Yeah, I'm done.
I got distracted.
From what?
You finishing.
I did 1.5.
You can't let the winners distract you.
So I had to sit up. I know I got it now. I had to sit up.
That quote.
You can't let the winners.
I couldn't
Can't
drink
let
it
the
down
winners
here.
distract you. I mean,
I
I
won.
guess it could
I
work.
won, guys.
I guess
the winner.
it could have like deep meaning.
Competitive. I won, right? You drink it. You only. I saw you over there. You put like this much in.
She did cheat. You're
She
right.
did. She only put like this much in.
Oh, look at my water.
No.
She
it's-
put like this much
no,
in there.
it's because she
You
put.
guys are such
You know what
liars.
happened?
She was like,
she
done.
had the paper in here, and she
Yeah.
poured half of the water and dumped
Exactly.
it out. 'cause she
No,
had
we
the
didn't
paper.
do that. Look at Bennett. No, we didn't
No,
do
I
that.
saw it. I
Guys,
was over
whatever.
there.
This is people are always
Bennett's
gonna talk bad
laughing
about
and
you.
looking down.
Whoever's above you will talk down on you. Always.
So we're above her and talking down.
No.
That means we won.
Guys, you guys are trying to pull me down
We are
to
the
a loser
winners.
level, but I'm
Winner,
up here.
winner,
You guys are
winner.
down here,
Feels
whatever.
so good. I love winning.
So Ferky dinner.
Guys,
All right.
you guys are making up rumors just to make yourselves feel better about
It's the
yourselves.
internet. You can just say stuff.
I'm used to it, guys. I'm on the internet. I'm used to
You
it.
just say it. It's like that's true. Oh man.
Whatever.
That was good.
Well, thank you so much, Bradley, for being
Yes.
on our
We're gonna come
podcast.
to
We
your
have to go in
podcast.
yours for
Thank
sure.
you.
Check out Bradley's. All his links are below. Check out his pages, his fit plans, all that good stuff.
Thank you so much.
His gym.
No, yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
It's in Woodland Hills.
Woodland
Yeah,
Hills.
Come by.
there we go. And make sure you subscribe to our podcast YouTube channel and comment
subscribe
below.
if you're watching this.
Yeah, and comment below of what you like, what you don't like. Hopefully you like it all. Just give us some love.
I love it.
Give us
We
some
all
love.
just need some
It's
more
amazing.
love.
And you can listen to
Thank
us
you.
on the go on Spotify, iTunes.
Are you on
Guess-
Spotify already?
Yeah, anywhere.
You guys got the connect.
Anywhere you
iTunes,
listen to
everything.
podcasts, you can find us. So we love you guys so much. Send your entries to diary@ohoneydiary.com, and we'll see you next time. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
And bye. No.
Oh, honey.